Welcome to Friday. It's the 15th day of April, 2022. This Day Weather Podcast brought to you exclusively by Cowboy State Daily, Wyoming's news authority. Visit them at cowboystatedaily.com and on their Facebook page. As we head through this Good Friday and into this upcoming Easter weekend, well, more April weather. It's just April. Pacific fronts, one coming through today, one more tomorrow. This pipeline of Pacific moisture we've been talking about is going to produce more snow in the mountains and areas near the mountains and some showers on the plains. Now, next week, I know a lot of you are just tired of the wind. You're tired of the cold. Is it going to warm up? Yes. We've got some spring-like temperatures coming next week. I think you'll find next week a little more to your liking. Certainly, it can't get much worse in some areas, so it is going to get better. We do have a front midweek coming, a quick mover, not going to be a major system, but there will be a little bit of an interruption in the weather Tuesday night into Wednesday in many areas. Then we're still keeping an eye on a possible storm system next weekend. Lots and lots of disagreement in the modeling, so we'll have to go through the whole which model is going to be right thing again, but we'll show you that. Wanted to talk briefly about that big storm that hit earlier this week up in the Dakotas, and out of the Bismarck National Weather Service office, they put together this map to show you the snowfall totals. And this is why we were so concerned about this storm last week when we were watching it form and wondering where it was going to track. Look at those snow totals across North Dakota, back into parts of northwest South Dakota, and then parts into southeastern Montana, then extreme northern Wyoming there. Not only tremendous amounts of snow, more than 30 inches in a few spots and well over 2 feet in many areas. Look at these wind gusts that were associated with that storm. And it does look like North Dakota is going to get more snow this weekend, and that's also parts of eastern Montana. So we're going to add to those totals. Today's satellite photo doesn't look like much, does it? But yesterday we were showing you, and you can still see it here, we were showing you this pipeline of moisture coming right into Northern California, heading into the Northern Rockies and the Pacific Northwest. This patch of instability and moisture right here is an upper level low that's going to come in late tomorrow and into tomorrow night. And I think this is going to be a real good producer of snow in the high country. But last night, you can't really see it very well, but there's a little pocket of that moisture and instability that was in the Pacific yesterday that's riding along right here. And last night, it did produce pockets of snow showers, some of them heavy, over the western mountains and valleys of Wyoming, eastern Idaho, northern Utah. And here's a shot on I-80 in Evanston this morning. I-80 near Evanston closed because of these heavier Pacific areas of snow showers that come on through. This is a very typical pattern in spring. You get these little fronts that don't look like very much, but they can dump heavy snow and bring quick accumulations and icy roads very, very quickly. You always got to watch them. And there's another one of these coming in tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night. You can't see in the 500 millibar chart here this morning that little wave. It's really hard to see it. There's a couple little indentations in the flow right here, but you can see this system right here. That's what we saw in the satellite imagery, that patch of enhanced cloudiness coming on in. So this system is going to move off to the east today, but it will produce rain and snow showers in the plains and snow in the mountains. Then this next system comes in right behind it for tomorrow afternoon and evening and tomorrow night. And that's what's going to spread some moisture into the northern plains and the northern and central Rockies. This is by Saturday afternoon, a broad trough. Here it comes right on through the area, but we will see high pressure build in behind it. This is the precipitation forecast through Monday. Another really good slug of moisture here for central and northern California. Good for them. Also for the Pacific Northwest, the interior parts of the Pacific Northwest that really need it will get some more moisture. And you can see patches of blue here. Heavier snows will fall in the higher mountains of Colorado, Idaho, Montana, and parts of northern Utah. This area right here is going to be snow for eastern Montana and parts of North Dakota again. And that could be a fair amount of snow. Look at the snowfall forecast. There could be additional snow on top of the snow that fell in North Dakota and eastern Montana. So 2 storms within a week. And you can see the high country is going to do well picking up some snowfall. Now this is where folks get more happy. There's going to be an area of high pressure and warmer air coming on in. Temperatures are going to warm up Monday and into Tuesday with that southwest wind coming off the west coast in the desert southwest. So a high pressure ridge bulges all the way into Canada. So this brings us a warming trend, but here we go. These are the other culprits that'll be causing weather later on. As we get into Tuesday night and Wednesday, this system right here breaks off a piece of energy and it comes right on through that ridge of high pressure and knocks it down. So overnight Tuesday into Wednesday, mountain snow, some showers in the plains. This is going to make Wednesday a little cooler. However, behind this wave right here, high pressure is going to build in for the end of the week. So we could see temperatures in the 60s and 70s by Thursday and Friday of next week. So next week starts off warmer. There's a brief cool down midweek, then it warms up again late next week. So daffodils and tulips are going to really be pushing up and things are going to feel a lot more like spring next week. Now let's take a look at next weekend's forecast. And here comes the long-range forecast conundrums again. Well, we've got a storm system coming that we're confident of. We've got another large low coming through the western and north central areas of the United States. What I'm going to do is do what I've been doing, is showing you what the solutions are looking like. So this is Saturday morning, April 23rd. This is the GFS model, which ended up being the model that got the last storm right. It's got a deep low over western Kansas by next Saturday morning. This would be an impressive high plains rain and snow event if that comes to fruition. That's the American model. This is the Canadian model. Now look at the difference in terms of mileage from here to the Canadian model to here. So instead of being over western Kansas at the same time, it's over western Utah. So you're looking at a huge discrepancy there. You still have an impressive low, but it's much, much slower. Then the European model is wanting to take the storm north, which has been the trend lately. So here we go with the model that was right with the last storm. The Canadian didn't do bad, but is way different. The European was wrong with the last storm, but it's tracking further north. So what do you do? What you do is you sit and watch and wait before you make any determination on what that system's going to do, other than to tell you that next weekend we got something coming. So stay tuned to the podcast early next week and we'll get a better handle on it. One thing that is going to happen, despite where the storm ends up in the high plains, California is going to benefit greatly. This is going to be a really nice April precipitation event over the next 10 days for parts of the West Coast that really, really need it. A lot of times, the precipitation really starts to decrease this time of year in parts of the Pacific coast, but this is going to be a late season event. And if this ends up being true, let's hope, that's 5 to 6 inches of water in the central and northern Sierras. Fingers crossed that we get something like that coming on in. Wanted to do a quick snowpack update. Good news is that the snowpacks have shown improvement over the last week. The bad news, they got a long way to go, but we're going in the right direction. And this is the snowpack number for Wyoming as of yesterday. But we'll see these numbers creep up a bit because of what's coming through today and what's coming through Saturday. Also, we saw a really big improvement. Again, a long way to go, but improvement in the Belle Fourche and the Cheyenne drainages. The Tongue River got a boost. The lower North Platte at 93. The upper North Platte went up 6 percentage points in just 1 week. Little Snake got an increase as well. In Colorado, the lower parts of the upper North Platte drainage went up to 94%. So that's good. And we've got snowpacks in Colorado that really aren't that far off. And we've got more spring moisture coming. A quick La Niña update. These are the sea surface temperature anomalies as of late Tuesday afternoon. Boy, this is one stubborn La Niña. Look at the amount of cooler than average sea surface temperatures in the subtropical Pacific. This is one La Niña that just is not wanting to go away. It is going to fade. I think it's reaching its peak for the spring right now, but it's going to be a slow process to get rid of it. Also notice the cool sea surface temperatures right here. This ring of cool sea surface temperatures is one reason why we're seeing that real active weather in the Pacific Northwest right now, and we'll continue to see that probably over the next week or two. Have yourself a great Easter weekend. We'll see you Monday.